Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody had a wonderful day. Actually, I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. So, we are back in the city, in the nitty-gritty city. Not so much. But, oh, come on, chair. God, I need to straighten out my carpet. After years of sitting in the same spot, in fact, the carpet's years old, it has come loose, and it's got these ripples everywhere. Makes it really hard to move the chair correctly. What I need is one of those plastic mats that go underneath your office chair. Make it easier to move around. But that aside, today we are going to be working on getting plastic going in our city. Where we left off last week was getting oil started over here. All right, let me go ahead and just get this over here. There we go. Drop a radar so it's easier to see what we're doing over here. But went ahead and we got this facility put in that should be able to process all of the oil that we need to. And if necessary, I can always add more of them in here. One of the things that I did was I just went ahead and completely ditched the words. I went ahead and ditched the elevated rails because for right now they are more trouble than they're worth, at least in a lot of circumstances. Putting them in, constantly swapping out rails that I've already put in, that sort of thing. Kind of becoming a pain in the ass. Ooh, I need to pick that one up. Ooh, and clean up that rail. Ooh. So today, a couple of things that we need to do. First of all, we need to grab this crude oil here. And then we also need to go ahead and find, in fact, this might work perfectly here. But we're going to have to go over and grab some coal. Now, unfortunately, with the number of ore patches that I have just around where I'm building, invariably, I'm going to have to build on them. There's not much that I can do about it because of the fact that they are just in the way. Now, if this had been a rail world setup, proper rail world setup, that probably would have actually been a little bit easier to work with. But as it stands, this is the situation that I'm in. I did it to myself. I've got no one else to blame. Actually, that's not true. I blame all of you. That's what we're doing, right? It's not my fault. It's your fault. Even though it was my mistake, and I clearly understand it was my mistake, it was your fault. But I just run through a tree, probably. But yeah, that's kind of our plan for today. We'll see how it goes. One of the things that I want to do, though, is let's grab some more ammunition. Awesome. Wow, this looks so different. Man, yesterday was a busy day for me. And it was a self-imposed busy. So it started out, I woke up early in the morning. And I don't know why I got this bug up my ass, but I decided that I wanted to see if I still had my old Diablo 2 CDs and crystals. And I had a couple of boxes, a couple of big boxes of CDs, games, music, that sort of thing. It was just all kind of jumbled together at this point. And so I grabbed it and went to work going through it. And I'll be damned if I didn't find the Diablo one, the Diablo 2 one. I also found my copy of Diablo, the original. So that was pretty cool. But found the Diablo 2 one. And I knew I had the Diablo 2 Lord of Darkness as well. But I went ahead and redeemed. Basically, I had to take the serial key that was on the Diablo 2, feed it into battle.net, and then it spit out a new CD key for me. I need you guys to be dead. There we go. And so managed to find it, but I didn't initially find my Lord of Darkness one, which was really upsetting. I was like, but I know where you've got it. Like, I can see it so clearly in my head, but I just couldn't tell, like, where it was, that sort of thing. So I spent the rest of the day going through, cleaning up, and getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff, too. A lot of my dad's old stuff. And not like his personal stuff, but just a bunch of, like, wires and junk and old CDs. Like, he had probably about 16 different copies of or versions of the MSDN stuff copied down. If you don't know what that is, that's the Microsoft Developer Network. He had copies of Quicken. He had copies of all sorts of stuff. And a lot of it is, at this point in time, useless and not worthwhile. And nobody in the house has a CD-ROM drive anymore, let alone a zip drive or a jazz drive. So a lot of it was just getting rid of antiques, if you will. But I managed to get it all cleaned up and made a huge dent in the mess, which also freed up a lot of space for me to then kind of shuffle my own stuff around. And I got Diablo 2 installed and gave it just a quick test run to make sure it would work, and it does. Like, I was thoroughly surprised that it worked at all. Where did you come from? You were not there. So if you grab the right thing, there we go. So after I got all that stuff cleaned up, I also went into our spare room, which has been condemned, if you will. It suffered some water damage, so we just kind of left it alone. It became a storage room anyway. And so went in there and went looking and spelunking, and I found some stuff. Found my pizzazz. If you don't know what a pizzazz is, you're lucky or unlucky, depending on one's point of view. But essentially, it is what looks like the stand for a mixer. And underneath of the bottom of it, it has a heating element. And it sticks out about halfway over a metal pan. And what you're supposed to do with it is you put the metal pan down, and then you put your frozen pizza on top of that. Hey, what's up? You put your metal pizza, or you put your pizza on top of that, and then you set a time for it, and it will slowly spin your pizza and cook it for you. And I had gotten it for Christmas years ago, but I had thought that I had unfortunately left it. Yes, a pizzazz, thank you. Somebody else knows about it. But I had thought I had left it with my ex-girlfriend at the time. Fortunately, I did not. Okay, where are we? Oh, nice. I mean, it sucks that it broke, but nice that you got a replacement. But, so, after I did all that... Yeah, fair enough. After I did all that cleaning up, I got everything reorganized and whatnot, I wound up... I was thinking about it for a while, and I don't know if you guys... Well, you probably can't, but that direction over there, there's this space in the wall that is basically a bar. Past where the desk is, you probably can't see it. But on the other side of that is a set of cupboards. And we, when my mom was messing around with her record player that she had gotten for a gift from my sister, we had gone into that to look for the records, and sure enough, the records were there. And I was like, well, I've checked pretty much everywhere else it could potentially be. So I just went into the cupboards, and there was this small stack of CD crystals. And right on top was Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. And I was like, are you kidding me? Or Lord of Darkness, or whichever one it is, LOD. And I was like, holy shit. So got that one redeemed and got it installed, and it works flawlessly as well. And then I went ahead and I switched to using the D2DX, which is a mod for Diablo 2 that allows it to run on more modern systems. Yeah. Need to grab pipes and pump jacks. Got it. So I was playing for a bit last night, and what kind of got me in the mood for Diablo 2 was, of course, a lot of the stuff that's been happening around Path of Exile 2, as well as just the general talk of ARPGs. And I wound up playing it for quite a while, still in the first act, because, you know, you're a brand new character. But I was having a great time. And it is an amazingly simple game in that respect. It's not super complicated. There aren't 5,000 different stats you're trying to track. And I think, in a way, that's what makes it the superior game. Because I'm sitting there playing PoE 2, and I'm stuck. I am hard stuck on 2 points. One of the bosses in Act 3, I can't get past her. I've tried multiple times. Just cannot get past whatever her pattern is. And then there is a second trial of ascendancy that you're supposed to do for 2 more points, ascendancy points. I get to about the 3rd or 4th stage, and then it just obliterates me, no matter what I do. And I'm starting to realize that part of the problem with PoE 2 is that the level of difficulty is unbalanced, but also, I think, unnecessary this early on. I think the first time you play through the campaign, that it shouldn't be this difficult. You should be able to get through the campaign, the first round of the campaign, with a little bit of hassle, but not a whole lot. Well, unfortunately, with PoE 2, you can do multiplayer. So, you can get somebody to help you through. I just generally choose to do it solo because I don't like people. Those. But that aside, as I was playing Diablo 2, fair enough. As I was playing Diablo 2, however, I was realizing that it starts out actually really easy. And then it slowly starts building in a little bit of the difficulty. And just little by little begins to increase the level of, I guess I would call it engagement. Or at least the level of complexity. But it doesn't just throw it at you immediately going, you have to get good now or else the rest of the game is going to suck for you. And I think that's something that Path of Exile 2 could tone down a little bit. The other thing is that there are so many, and this is, Diablo 4 does this, Diablo 3 did it, Last Epoch does it. I don't know about all the others, but a lot of the ARPGs keep adding layers of complexity. They keep adding more and more and more. And that's fine, I guess. It's your game. Excuse me, you can do whatever you want to it. But that doesn't necessarily make it more fun. And it doesn't necessarily make it more engaging. Factorio, strangely enough, is actually a good example of this level of building complexity that is actually, it kind of lies to you about how complicated it really is. Because at its core, it's not complicated at all. Get resource. Turn resource into thing. Use thing to build other thing. That's it. That's Factorio in a nutshell. Exactly. And you can easily brute force your way through Factorio and have just as much fun as the guy who's sitting there making sure that all of his formulas line up, all of his circuit network is working correctly. The train is scheduled to within, a nanosecond of when it's supposed to arrive, that sort of thing. I need... Yes. Let's go ahead. And as I was playing Diablo 2, I was noticing that I was having a lot of fun with a very simple game. It didn't have a ton of... Let's get rid of this. Didn't have like a ton of stats. There weren't all of these other metrics that I was having to watch. Yes, I have played Path of Exile 2. I've got a level 46 sorceress and like a level 8, I think, monk. And I really love the game. It's a good game. But I'm also getting a little fed up with constantly dying all the time. I would love to be that addicted to it. But again, it's one of those that, because I'm older, it's harder for me to kind of get stuck into games the same way as I used to. And one of the other things that I am dealing with is difficulty fatigue. Every single time that I go forward in a map, I will take 20 steps forward and then I will have to take 30 steps back. And primarily it's because I will step forward and I will run into a pack of mobs, and then I immediately have to start rolling away from them just so that I can actually be able to attack them. Because most of the time, most enemies are going to obliterate me. And yes, I could probably use better gear, but better gear is hard to come by. And I could probably, craft some, but crafting material is hard to come by. And so I'm in a weird spot where it's very difficult for me to get further in the game at a decent pace. And so I get fatigued by it. I wind up going, all right, I need a break because I'm just constantly rolling backwards, and I'm tired of it. So, and I understand, though, why people enjoy the game. Don't get me wrong. It is a well-designed game. It just needs a lot of balance work. And part of the problem that they're going to run into, and part of the problem that I would run into if I even mentioned this in other social circles, is people would be like, well, it's because you're not good enough. You suck. Either get good or stop playing. And that is a terrible mentality to have when somebody's like, but I want to play this game. I need you to be load and then crude. There we go. And then so much wood. Yeah, and again, I absolutely understand what the design mentality of the game is meant to be. And there are points where the difficulty is actually fun. There were a few bosses, like I believe that a good sort of balance point for attempts against a boss is between about 3 to 5. You should be able to kill any boss within about 3 to 5 attempts, as long as you are able to appreciate or understand the mechanics of the boss and are within a certain level threshold. I think that right there is a good balance point for the initial run, for the first run through. Yeah, honestly, that first act boss is kind of a pain in the ass. I will say that. Yeah, and that's I do that a lot as well. I'll bash my head against something a couple of times and then take a break, or I'll switch to a entirely different character. But I think for the first run through, it should absolutely be a situation where it should not be this difficult. And I think part of the problem, and this is one thing that I really did appreciate about Diablo 3 more than anything else, is the torment system. Being able to continuously make the game more difficult as you went. I appreciated that. Yeah. It took a little bit as well, yeah. Okay, that will be you guys. Sitting here just talking away. That works quite nicely. Okay. Do I have? I do. Yes. If I had my old Battle.net account, I've got a lot of hours in D3. I have enjoyed D4 the same way somebody enjoys an arcade game. Like it does a good job of scratching a particular itch. And it's kind of fun to go back to it and then just go running around killing everything real quick and then you leave it again. But I don't think it quite has that level of longevity in the end game that D3 had, where you're constantly farming for more Paragon points and you're constantly trying to hunt for that perfect piece of gear. It just doesn't have that sort of longevity the same way that D3 does. And it sure as hell doesn't have the longevity that Diablo 2 has. Let's see here. Let's grab my template. Throw that down. That. And boop. I really do hope, though, that GGG manages to fine-tune the gameplay and the difficulty so that more people can enjoy it for longer. Because again, it is a really good game. Path of Exile 2 absolutely deserves to be as successful as it is because they put in a whole lot of hard work. They've done an amazing job with creating the game that they have. When you realize you're an idiot. I mean, I realize it all the time, but man. Sometimes I realize it a little too late. There we go. Okay. That takes care of oil, as we say in the South. Self-knowledge, absolutely. And I should still... Yep. Perfect. Okay, I will be able to run that through no problem. Where the hell did I leave my car? Over there. Cool. And we are filling that up quite vigorously. Yay. But yeah. Nope. Sorry, I gotta start watching out for trains. I don't have my mech armor right now. Do I have? I do. Awesome, actually. And then we'll just come on down here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Or will it? Because what I can do is actually set up my refueling station so that it pulls non-essential fuel out. Use filters. So we can grab wood, we can grab coal. Eventually, when I swap this over to rocket fuel, I can start pulling out the solid fuel. Yes. All right. And this one is standard. Add interrupt. Refueling. And I think what I'll do real quick, let's just go refuel, since I got to go over there anyway. Thank you. Awesome. And then that way I can make sure that I keep the fuels in my trains homogeneous. They are always going to be the same type. All right, add station. Go. Awesome. All right, let me see how I did that. Okay, that's how I did it. So you are, go away. And you are, nope. Loading. Full cargo. And then you are unload. Empty cargo. Then I add which destination full or no path. Go to staging, wait for 30 seconds. Save interrupt. That should work. Who are you trying to go to? Oh, down here, because these are full. I have them set so that if they are full, lock the station down because I don't need to be there right now. Okay. Cool. You go. Next up, need another train. And then I will add you to Standard Oil. And go. There we are. Excellent. So, next up, now that I've got that started, let's make sure that you train limit is set to 1. Awesome. And this train limit is set to 1. Awesome. Guys, perfect. There we go. We are now starting to see everything flowing the way that it's supposed to. I don't know why you're flowing out, though. Oh, I see. That's just evening. This unloads pretty quick. Yeah, that unloads real quick. That is perfect. Yeah, boom, done. And then away she goes. All right, so what that means for me, it's going to be so cool when I have all these little trains just running around all day long, is I need probably to eventually clear this out, as well as this one. No, not yet. I have had a weekend. Okay. Let's go ahead. And I need a source of coal, which this one is probably going to be my best source. So let's grab. Fair enough. Okay, what I'll do is that. And then make sure nobody's coming across. As I clean up a lot of this crap. And then there we go. Just throw those out there. Get out of my inventory. I don't want you. That's what she said. All right, now let's grab a loading station. And we'll just drop that in there. Ooh. I need to go back and get some more rails. I had just enough to actually make the station work. But that's about it. Okay. Oh, one of the other things I did. So I finally managed to, and because I got annoyed enough at this, I went ahead and WD-40'd my chair because I was just absolutely fed up with the constant squeaking. And I think some of it would come through every once in a while on stream because it was a loud screeching sound every time I would move. And so it's so nice to be able to move in my own damn chair and not constantly have this god awful sound. Let's see. Bring this out west. I'm going to need a lot more mining drills. I think a lot. I am hopeful that hopefully I can get some red circuits going at some point. Because if I can get the red circuits going, I can then look at, especially now that I'm doing the petroleum stuff, I could maybe get robots going and start automating a lot more of this construction process. That's where I would like to be, if not today, possibly tomorrow. Although, considering how much of this is just blueprints, it should go pretty quickly. And then the other thing is setting up a location. We're starting to figure out where I want specific areas of the city to be. So, for instance, I already have it pinned down here that this block here is going to be for smelting. And in fact, once I get more of the city laid out, I'm actually going to be moving the green circuit manufacturing to a different location. I'm also most likely going to be moving the staging area and the refueling area, so that way all of this can just be for smelting. And then I can put another couple of stations in here just for that purpose. And that way, all of the traffic coming in and out of here will just be for smelting ores. Iron, copper, and then steel. And also need stone. But we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. That said, let's also throw another radar up here. There we go. That way I'll be able to see what's going on in this neck of the woods and start getting some scans going. And then there's my car. One of the other interesting things that happened recently was the Game Awards, which of course had its own set of controversy. And I was actually kind of having to think about this morning before stream. One of the things that people are upset about, and rightfully so, is that The Witcher 4 will not feature Geralt as a main character. It will actually be Ciri. Now, Ciri is a perfectly fine and serviceable character on her own. I imagine that there are actually quite a few people who love Ciri as a character and would be more than okay with her helming her own game. The problem, though, is, and this is a problem that I was thinking about, is that when you go to play The Witcher, you are not playing The Witcher so that you can be some other character. And especially after 3 installments of The Witcher, you are playing the game so that you can play as Geralt of Rivia. That is the character that you are wanting to play. That is the character you are expecting to be able to play. It's just like if you play Halo and you're not Master Chief, if you're playing Doom and you're not either the Doom Marine or the Doom Slayer. Even though they're technically not the same character as one another, they're close enough. And I got to thinking about this, and I was like, it's also like you go to play Tomb Raider and you're not playing Lara Croft. Or you go to play Metroid and you're not playing Samus Aran. There are lots of instances where you play a franchise for a specific character. It'd be like playing Mario Brothers and not playing either of the Mario Brothers. Sure, you can have a game within that franchise. So, like if they had done The Witcher Ciri Chronicles or something like that, that would be fine, and people would absolutely love that. They would be like, great, I understand that this is part of the Witcher universe, and this is a game about Ciri. But the problem is that they are using a mainline game, mainline being as in mainline within the series, as her game. And that's what frustrates gamers. That's why there's the backlash that they're facing. And whether or not, of course, it's woke ideology, that doesn't matter. That's a secondary argument that everybody is going to have on a personal level as to how they feel about it. But the end result is when you go to play a series, a long-running series like The Witcher, the title itself carries a promise of expectation. I expect when I play this game that these are the circumstances that I'm going to be playing under. And I think that's part of the reason why Diablo 4 wasn't quite as well received as its predecessors, because no Diablo. There's no Diablo at all in a Diablo game. There's Lilith, which, don't get me wrong, Lilith is cool. I thought she was a really awesome character. Definitely an interesting story with interesting motivations. But again, there's no Diablo in a Diablo game. What the hell? No pun intended. So it is one of those that game companies are facing more and more backlash because of the fact that their mainline titles aren't living up to the expectation that they themselves are setting for the customer. If you have this expectation set over several iterations of a particular franchise and then suddenly change it, you're not allowed to be upset because your consumer base, and very rightfully so, doesn't like the change. Let's not do this. In fact, let's switch you from super compact to simple. Just do this. There we go. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll call that 6. So it's funny to me that a lot of these companies are spending that much time and effort and then throwing their arms up in the air like, what, you guys don't like it, but we did it for you. Why don't we don't get why you don't like this? Obviously you must be terrible people. And it's like, no, you're just idiots. Again, if you set an expectation and then you don't fulfill that expectation, don't be surprised when people are upset. Oh, I had just, I'm going to have to go get some more when I run back again. In fact, I probably need more belts while I'm at it, but we'll get there. We are doing a 6 to 4. There we are. And then it is interesting to me how many companies, game companies, make this mistake. 343 Industries made this mistake with Halo. What was it? Halo 4, I believe. And not realizing that Master Chief was the reason why so many people were playing the game. Like, they just couldn't fathom why people didn't like these other cooler Spartans. It's like, because Master Chief is the one we grew up with. Master Chief is the story that we are playing for. Like, there's nobody cooler than Master Chief in his own universe. Don't get me wrong, the Arbiter is pretty damn cool too. Shit. All right, give me just a second. I got to take a quick AFK here. Fortunately, I think my sister is a little under the weather. So I shall be back in just a few. Put up my... There it is. Oh. Okay, there we go. Fortunately, this sucks. My sister finally has a day off from work. And she gets saddled with a fucking migraine. Yeah, no. So. Too far. There we go. Alrighty. She will eventually. No. I wasn't getting up for a mouth orgy either, so she needed some water and some crackers. And I'm guessing either mom's still asleep or is out of the house or whatever, so. Okay, that takes care of that. Now I just need to get some power to it. Cruz, you moron. Start paying attention to what you need. I don't think a mouth orgy is going to make her day any better, so. Her migraines, when she gets them, no, not right now. Let's put it this way. The mouth orgy would not stay down. That's how bad off she is. Give me that and that. Thank you. Just take out all those trees. No, I don't think so. I don't think she'd be all that pleased with it. Plus, she's not a ramen person. She's just like, she got a big box of like the shrimp flavored ramen. Barely touched it. I've actually had more of it than she has. She doesn't like chicken ramen either. She will get like the cup of noodles for work, and she will get the microwavable ones. But otherwise, not regular ramen. As far as like just regular ramen, Maruchan, that stuff is so good. Let's grab a stack of that. Exactly. Top ramen used to be really good, and then they kind of fell off. They also got really expensive. It's like, come on, guys, you're fucking packaging material. You're not that expensive. Am I making substations yet? I almost could. What do I need for substations? Steel plate, copper cable, and red circuits. Do I have steel plate? I need copper. I could do it. And then that there. That's true. Oh. When you absolutely have to have a mouth orgy, it'll suffice. And then, speaking of, where are you going? There we are. Derp. Need more of you. Bump you up to 100. I remember years ago, my dad used to get top ramen. I think that was before Maruchan was like a main staple over here. Like I don't think. Let's see, when did Maruchan founding date? Okay, so it started in 1953. America. It came to America in 1972. I didn't realize how long it's been around. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, yeah. Need that. Nope. That. There we go. And some more of those. All right. Grab you. And then you. Um, I know, right? And it's so good. Less than. There we go. Now we've got some of the really good power poles going. All right. Now that I have that, let's grab some more. Ooh. I've got rails. Well, elevated rails. I could probably use some of those, which are over here. Grab a stack. Grab a stack. And grab some more mining drills. Yeah, I know. Working right because you're not finished. And then I think that is about all I need. Yes. Let's grab some more. These guys, just to be on the safe side, because you never know when you're going to run out. And it's usually right in the middle of an important building project, and all of a sudden you're like, where'd all of this go? Where'd all of that go? And then also, at some point in the future, I need to consider switching over to nuclear. Oh, goody. Perfect. All right. Let's continue on. Yeah, I think if I were to redesign the city at all, I would switch to ground rails for pretty much everything, and then just use elevated rails specifically for roadways. and kind of just redesign everything around that. So that way it would make it easier to drive vehicles around the city without worrying about, am I going to get run over by one of my own trains? There we go. That is going to be a lot of. We are pushing the limits of our power. I'm going to have to increase the power grid again. And there we go. So that is our coal. This should last us for quite a while, 6.7 million. That's going to be a couple hours at least. A couple hours of delicious coal. All right, so that takes care of coal, and we've got everything set up for oil processing. Um, One thing that I want to do is, and actually with the way that this could work, is I have this down here making solid fuel and making quite a bit of it. It wouldn't be too difficult to actually go ahead and set this up. Um, but to actually utilize this as the fuel feeder for these guys here so that I can switch away from coal and utilize solid fuel instead. Oh, wow, that patch is almost done. Nice. This patch is going to be done in a little bit. Yeah, 8,000. That one's almost done. This one's still hanging on. But that's okay, because I've also got this over here. So, all right. So if I were to do power, where would I want to move it? And I'm thinking I would probably want to move it. Well, just over here would be fine, I think. So I could do something like this, maybe? You know, I'm thinking I might go ahead and let's go hit the lab real quick. And let's rebuild. Let's do a power station, a proper power station. All right, so what I need is, yeah, there we go. Give me a rail. Nope, need it to be closer. There, perfect. That'll go ahead and it'll put it on the same grid as the rest of the rails. Just makes life easier when you're trying to put down blueprints, and especially city block blueprints. So what I want to do is let's grab our straightaway. Get rid of this now. And then what I want is I can get rid of that. Let's bring down. Excuse you. Grab this. We flip it. There. And I just need this. Oops. For the purposes of unloading. Grab you. And then I'm kind of debating on on setting it up. Ooh. Oh, I just realized something absolutely wonderful because I am absolutely tragic with this. I don't need this to come up as far. I actually have a lot of room here where I don't even need it to do that. And that's fine. I'll move that. Oh god, I've been spending all this time. I am stuck in the idea that trains are long. And thus my designs are based on the idea that I have much longer trains than I really do. And I don't. I have they're 2 cars long in total. Not very big. Oh, it hurts. It hurts so much. There. And especially with all the interrupts and with all of the with everything else that I'm doing, this is legitimately all I need. All this time. Oh man. Because this would open up so much more space. You know what this means. I'm going to have to go through and rebuild. Well, I don't have to do it right now. Let's put it that way. Um, I don't have to do it right now. But in the future, although honestly, as I'm thinking about it, the larger stations actually work really well because of the fact that I can do um, multi. Yeah, I can do stuff like this fairly easy. So this isn't so bad, honestly. But for something like this will actually work out quite nicely as just a basic rail stop. And what I should do is a version of this that is one-sided and a version of this that is dual-sided. but I want this specifically for doing setting up more steam power. And then doot, doot. Here we go. I don't think there's any way that I can even this out correctly without it just being janky. So we're not going to. Let's get you guys filled in. And then what I could probably do is this here. There we go. Whoops. And actually pull this back one. There we go. Then what I want is, oh, can I fit? You. I can almost fit these the way that I want to, so we will just use the medium poles instead. Then I can use that there and that there. Yes, that will actually work quite nicely. And it'll look good too. And now I need, just grab two of those. That'll work. Oh, wait, no, I can't put those right there. I will put them right there. Oops. Um, nope. Because what I want to do is we'll have 4 lanes. Oops. Out that far. And then I can do doot, 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 doot. And there. That should be a nice chunk of power that I could almost even. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to double that up. effectively. I guess I could actually. The only thing is I wouldn't be able to. I don't know. We'll have to try this out. Let's get rid of all of you and this and that. And then what I can do is see about bringing there we go. Horizontal that. There we go. Excellent. So that should that should do it. We'll find out here in a few moments. The only other thing is I want to clean up this. And that's just to make sure that I have what I need. There. Okay. We will do that'll work. I'm making this unnecessarily complicated, and that's fine by me because it'll look cooler. This is one of those situations where it's absolutely the rule of cool. So I will accept it. And then do that, get rid of those, and then I need one of you and one of you. Disconnect you from that. Disconnect from that. There. That makes me feel a little bit better about it. And then we're kind of in the middle of those. As were you. There. Now I should be able to take this. And that's basically our power block. That is everything we'll need aside from water. And water is fairly easy to bring in. So let's get this connected up so that I can bring in the water. Otherwise, it'll be really awkward when it has no water. And then let's also there. So I can go ahead and I can just use these for water if I wanted to. Or we will grab our pumps, which will have power like this. And actually, I need you become rails. You become steam. Nice and steamy. And I'm also going to make sure, actually, it won't matter, but city block steam engine array. And there we go. Damn. You know what sucks? It's off center. It's off center. That's okay. And it's one of the few times where I will just go ahead and deal with the fact that it's off center and just be like, you know what? It's fine. Okay. I want a version of this without that, and then I can just grab this. There, perfect. Awesome. Okay. Now that we have that sorted out, I can go ahead and see about dropping it over there. Out of my way, trees coming through. I'm a menace to nature. Now, the one problem that I'm going to run into currently with this blueprint is I don't have any of this stuff being manufactured except for the pipes. Everything has been built by hand when it comes to the steam engines and the burners or whatever they are. Okay. Fortunately, though, we are fairly close to where I am making stuff, so there is that. I need. How many do I need? 43. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Just realized. Why am I doing all that extra work? Let's just come over here, grab some extra pipes, also some of these. What do I need for iron plate, iron gear wheel, and pipe? I almost could do it. Bum, 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 bum. Looking for a spot where I have, because really I just need the iron coming in. So, like, I almost want to just zipper this in all the way. Shoot. Well, this is so bad. Oh, I will be so happy when I get rid of this dumb item all. Don't get me wrong, it's serving its purpose, but man, is it dumb. Okay, and then this. Yeah, that'll work. Actually, I don't need to put that there. Put you there. And then we'll just leap over that. Okay. You need that. And then I need that. Yay. Actually, I don't need that. I'm being dumb. You need to be that. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will be filled with happiness. And okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Need, say, 100 of you. There we go. Jesus. Oh, man. The depths of hell that I will crawl through just to make one of these work. Which leaves me with boilers, which is just pipes and stone furnaces. Yeah, that'll work. And I have so much stone in other locations that this will actually be pretty easy if I was doing it correctly. There we go. Pipes. Cruz, you're a moron. Just remember that. Go. Awesome. And this gets not there. This gets here. Wow. Less than 100. Awesome. And there we go. We have now automated everything we need for our power supply. Yay! It's fantastic. Let's grab some more radar. Ooh, I need belts. Pipes we're good on. Everything else we're pretty much good on at the moment. So really just got to wait for that stuff. And then I had a whole bunch of stone up here. Here, have some more stone. Have all the stone. Awesome. That should last us for a little while. And then I can drop off some of my wood. There we go. Perfect. This will just make sure that we keep our basic power generation going for a little while longer as we swap over to our automated version. But I am going to take a quick AFK, and we'll be right back. And there we go. That is so much better. Okay. Looking at this, and it almost actually looks like I was doing something on purpose. I love it when it almost looks like I planned it. Almost. Like there's definitely a lot of random bullshit that's going on in here. But it works. Oh, awesome. Yeah, we are. Okay. Yes, that's basically what it winds up being. Randomly organized. Okay. Now we can get all of this in here. I need to grab more of those. Damn. Okay. Then I need a couple. I thought I had a couple of those, but awesome. I had enough. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Fortunately, it's an easily solvable problem. Okay. You need to be unload. And actually, do I already have one? No, no. Okay. And solid fuel. Cool. All right. Now I just need the rest of these, and we will be golden. Oh, God, the number of times. Oh, God. He may not be yours, but he is definitely yours. That's how that works. Oh, yeah, that's one of those. And I think that's just a normal thing. Like, as kids, we get so angry at video games. We just get angry at things that aren't going our way. Some of us grow out of it, some of us don't. Some of us are somewhere in the middle. But yeah, that is, oh, the memories. I just the, the number of times where we would hear you in your room just, fuck, 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 fuck. It's just like, yep, he just lost. Oh. Oh, good times. Good times. Oh, man. All right, I got one side ready. Whilst waiting, let's see about. Do I have? Yes, I do. Okay. And I need this. Standard. Cooling. Add station. Well, first, add interrupt. Refueling. Add station, and I want to load and full cargo. And then I want to unload. Empty cargo. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, God. I actually Alt F4'd out of PoE 2 a couple of times yesterday because I was just so absolutely done with the game. I was like, I can't do this right now. I just don't have the wherewithal. All right, and I think what I'll do is also set inactivity of not 515, just 15 seconds. So empty cargo, or it's been inactive for 15 seconds, which means we are just full. I don't think that that's ever going to be a case. I don't think we're ever going to reach a point where it gets full. But let's make sure that this is going to go. Also make sure that we keep never go full. Whee! Okay. Now we go ahead and yeah, that works out incredibly well. There we go. Then we come in here and we start loading up. Which this will take just a little bit. Not a big deal, but And the nice thing is that we should have enough into these to last for a little while. While also making sure, although this isn't exactly going to help. So it's just one of those we'll have to make sure that we can sort of even this out. What I should do is set up a circuit interrupt or a circuit condition on the station, the drop-off station, so that if it's like above a certain amount, then it turns the station off. So that way we can make sure that we're not getting too much solid fuel in, which for something like this isn't, it's like, oh no, we have too much fuel. But it could present a problem later on. There we go. That feels better. Victim of my old design. There we go. I love the little hop that it does as it goes up and over as it hits that elevated rail. Oh yeah. Can't empty this if you ain't got no power. There we go. Yeah, that should be perfect. Then what I'll do is let's see, each one of these is 48, so 40 times 50 is 2,000. 2,000 times 4, so we'll say 8,000. Enable is less than and, oh yeah, there we go. There goes some extra power. Don't know how much we're at yet. I do know that we are going to have some extra power coming in here in a second. Once I grab some more of the steam engines. Oh yeah, that should be good. That will hopefully finish off this little array here. Which, let's look at that. How much is that? That's 96 of them. 48 of the boilers. It's really not bad. And there we go. Everybody's up and running. That gives us a whole bunch of extra power. So now this we can actually utilize appropriately. Do want to make sure that my pollution cloud isn't going to drift too much. I'll probably want to come down south and clear out a couple more of these nests. Let's also drop off a radar station. I think I might need one or two as well. Yeah, you're right. Just a couple. Not too many. Do that, and then there we go. Let's also throw that in here. Actually, let's grab just the crete. There we go. And then where the hell did I leave my car? There it is. Up there. Awesome. Oh, do I have that train? That's full. Okay, good. Wanted to make sure that I got that set up correct. So there we go. We now have this station working out quite well. How many do we have here? We have 1.5 thousand. I may, go ahead and drop this to 2,000. I don't necessarily need it to be that full. Let's also and downgrade to red belts. There. That way I can just keep everything mixed. Give me that. And yeah, that'll work out really well. Let's see about dropping off some of the crap that I've got on hand. We'll go do some biter clearing, and then the next step, now that we have more power and we have coal and we have our petroleum stuff set up, is to go ahead and set up the plastic manufacturing. Thank you. I wanted to actually, it's car. The problem is how easily the car blends in with everything else. It just straight up disappears sometimes. It's a type of visual noise where it's everything is so noisy that it's easy to lose stuff in that noise. There we go. That's not necessarily a bad thing, mind you. I mean, it is what it is. It's the visual style of the game. There is just a lot of stuff going on. What am I doing on? Okay, good. About repair packs. 75 still. And let's just drop off a bunch of this. There we go. All right. Let's go clear some spider nests. Out of my way. I just emptied all the stuff, and here, let's go grab some more. It's out here. Ah, a little nest. Can't delete a nest like that, moron. No matter how much you try. That's not bad. That'll be a good yield. Although this one up here, yeah, 19,000. This is going to be producing enough for quite a while. Like, that's just an insane amount of crude oil coming out of that. There we go. And then probably want to come down south a little bit as well. And north. Good. Shut that off. And you should be stacked up around here somewhere. Oh, you're probably down here, aren't you? No? Hey, what's up, Stax? How you doing? Where are my trains? Oh, there it is. Okay. Was wondering where my train had disappeared to. Thank you for the follow there, Stax. Yeah, when I first played it, first of all, when I first played it, I was usually incredibly baked out of my head. So understanding things was special. But over time, you do eventually start to kind of get into the habit of it. Especially watching YouTubers, experimenting. Having a creative mod is useful as well because it gives you a chance to kind of play around with different things without it affecting your main game. So that's always nice. Let's see. Probably want to come down south, but before I do, this is, however, the first time I have done a successful city block run. Like I have, God, how many hours do I have in the game now? Let's see. A little bit under 1,500 hours. So 1,500. I'm just under that. And there are still things that I'm constantly learning about the game. Different play styles, different methods of setting things up, and especially after they released 2.0 and Space Age, that again really altered and changed the way that the game is played in a good way. Like it's not a bad thing at all. It has made things a lot more interesting and has helped continue to make sure that Factorio is a unique experience. And I think that's why it's still such a well-received game, even though there are so many more factory games out there these days. You know, like Satisfactory and what's some of the others? Tectonica, Shapes. Like there's just tons of other ones that are out there now. But they just don't quite scratch the same itch that Factorio does. Hell, absolutely. Although it's funny that the DLC Space Age is not as well received. And I was looking at it and I was realizing the reason why is because everybody was expecting it to be like the mod space exploration. That's what they were expecting. It's like, but we knew it wasn't going to be that. They flat out told us it wasn't going to be like that. But everybody will have their own personal expectation, which is, it is what it is. There we go. Now we have another set of rails all connected. Okay. Now, what I can do over here is set up for plastic. And for plastic, plastic requires. Let's go hop in our lab. Let's see. I need. I think we'll do it over here. So give me. Nope. All right. Give me this. Do that one. And then that one. And then give me a station. Which we're going to try something. I don't. Nope. Make sure I don't screw everything up like I did last time. Let's grab the station that I have down here. Then we hop back over to the lab. Then I can set up this dual station. And we'll set you to station. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So what I want to do is I actually need this to be a station for unloading petroleum gas. So pumps. There we go. Put you there. And you are you for unload. And then we grab petroleum gas. And then this one is you for unload. And then coal. And I can actually grab this and there we are. I don't need all of those wired up. Oh, bastard. decided to save right when I was actually doing something. Story of my life. There we go. And then I think what I want to do is go ahead and bring that over. Excellent. Then I can bring this up. So what I want is we'll grab our template, throw that in there, and then remove the center lines because technically you don't need them. Now, we're just going to use these because they cross the distance better, but I'm sticking with the regular belts for the rest of it. And what I really, really want to do is we're going to go ahead and use a balancer. We're going to do 4 to 4, but we're going to go ahead and do the variable, non-variable rate balancer here. This is actually going to do a really good job of just making sure that everything is mixed together the way that it's supposed to be. So we are going to have ridiculous amounts of coal coming in. Yay. And then we're going to have a bunch of oil or petroleum gas coming in. So what I need is these. And then, ooh, I need a loading station. What? Hmm. Well, we can solve this problem fairly easily. Um, what if I move this to there? Get rid of that. There. And yeah, there we go. Although I don't like that being, it's a nitpicky thing, but there. And then this will serve as unload for we'll actually do both petroleum and coal. Yeah, that'll work. I almost wonder. Oh, I love this game. There we go. Then I just do that. This gets reverted back to you. You go to there. Perfect. And then, oh hell, I just need one substation. And then that covers everything that I need right here. You then get to be L for loading, excuse me, and then plastic. And there we go. There we go. So what that'll be is both of the stations. And I will want to switch this there. You and you. And then that should work. So that'll just make sure that, God, that is so much nicer, so much cleaner. I love the new rail shapes. God, I love the new rail shapes so much. They just make life easier. So now all I have to do is bring in, have this come out. There we go. And then oh, let's move this forward. And there we go. Clear that out. Clear this out. Oops. Copy, paste. I said paste. Thank you. And then I take this and I put you there. And then grab that. Boom, done. Substation goes there. And you're all set. And now I just have to plan the rest of it, which is actually the easy part. So I will have a whole bunch of coal coming in. That ought to be enough. You are plastic. And then how many do I need to fill up? Times 1. I need 7 of those. I would need 6.9 coal and 136.4. Okay, and I've got 4 belts times 4. So I need 28 factories of the chemical plants, 27.3 coal and per second. Okay. So 28 divided by 4 is 7? Yeah. Duh. Okay, so I need 7 of these per line. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. Okay. Do that. Okay. And then just need to set up that. There. That takes care of 2 of the 4. And do that. I also need Yep, perfect. And there goes all of the power. Let me grab that. And then we put that one there. Awesome. Doot. And there. That'll be our 4 lines of coal coming in and evenly distributed. And then I just have to set up the In fact, I think what I'll do is also just make sure that we have a lot of petroleum available. Because you can never have too much petroleum. If living in the United States has taught me anything, you never have too much oil. And there. That'll take care of the petroleum gas and all of the coal coming in. Now all we have to do is just feed all of this back out. And what I want to do is make sure that I run this all. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just run this through another one of these. that should also make sure that everything gets correctly sort of mixed up, if you will, so that all of our lines will get evened out. There we are. And that should do it. That should be our plastic plant. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but it'll work. So, with that being said, let's grab this. And we'll switch you out for rail. And then plastic. CB plastic plant. Delete that. Don't need it. Okay. So, as far as where I want to put it, I should actually be able to fit it right there. And that should be a good spot for it. Kind of out of the way, but not too out of the way. Wow, my pollution is really dropping. That's always a little scary when your pollution level starts to drop. You're like, what am I not doing? But I guess it's because I'm not utilizing too much power at the moment. So that's always a bonus. All right, next up. Where did I leave my car? There it is. Okay, good. I am up there. So like I said, for today's goal, what I wanted to do was make sure that I had at least plastic ready. That was kind of the big thing. Because then that will allow me to set up what I need for, there we go, for doing the red circuits. Okay, hurry up and recharge. So I'm going to need more of the belts and more of the chemical plants. Oh no. How terrible. And that up. Clear this up. Basically, just start clearing the roads out. The great thing about this, though, is that with City Block, and I've seen this before in like YouTube videos, Nylaus does some really awesome City Block designs. But with the way that all of this is working, it really does make it much easier to manage the entire factory, as it's much easier to adjust the layout as necessary and drop new stuff where it is going to do the most good. Why I have this, I have no idea. I think it's because I was splitting it at one point. But I don't need to do that anymore. Let's check on these guys. Good. There. All right. Let's go grab the rest of our chemical plants. I should probably grab some more train stuff while I'm at it. I'm down to no locomotives. So I'm going to need some of those. There you are. Chemical plant. Awesome. Let's grab some more rails. Signals. Wagons. And then belts. Lots and lots of belts. And inserters, apparently. There we go. That should be good. Oh, I need some fast underground belts. Look at those. Thank you. Then we run our happy asses back on up, and we drop all the stuff down. One of the beautiful things that I love about this game is that even after you have 1,000 hours, 2,000 hours, 3,000 hours, there are lots of things that you know, but your knowledge of the game can only increase. It very rarely, if ever, decreases. But as long as you're always willing to try out new things, new ways of building, new ways of manufacturing, setting up your factory and whatnot, you wind up increasing the amount of information that you have when it comes time to play the game some more. That's never a bad thing in any situation. And there we go. I now have need a wood wagon. Okay. And this is, I don't have a standard petrol yet, so standard, was it petrogas? We will load cargo. We will unload empty cargo. Refueling and destination full. That's simple. Oh, and I'm not. I was supposed to be on it, but oh well. It should be able to make it to the refueling station. Yep. Perfect. Beautiful. All right. Next up. Where is my car again? Let's not stand on the tracks, you moron. There it is. Ah, it's all the way down here. I believe I do not. Okay. Oh, I do have some solid fuel on me, though, so that's good. Where are you coming from? Oh, probably going up here. Oh, I need a second one. I just realized. Wait, no. No, that's good, because that's the loading, not the unloading. And it's full, and it's purple. And then it runs out. And there we go. Make sure, see how it looks when it comes in. And then just drain it as fast as possible. Okay, now what I can do is Actually, you know what? No. So because of the fact that all of these tanks are connected, they will always even out. So I don't need to sit there and link up all of them. I just need to link up one of them. Storage tank is at 6.2. So if I set this... Oh yeah, you're just going to work all the time. Okay, less than, let's say, 8,000. So as long as this reads under 8,000, it will go ahead and continue allowing trains to come in. Yeah. So at this point, this stop is now disabled. Yep, it's red. And so the train is going to stop coming here until this drops under that amount. Then it'll go ahead and open up, and the train will start coming back through again, which is precisely what I'm wanting. And you and you. Okay. Next up, I need a train for the coal. And go. Don't have one for... Now, the reason why I'm setting this up so that the groups are called standard something is because of the fact that in most cases, they're just doing that one thing. They're just bringing iron ore or iron plates. They're just doing a specific function, and then they only do that. If I need to set up a specific set of circumstances, that's when I will name train groups differently. But in this particular case, everything is going to be pretty much standardized. And it makes life easier that way. Everybody has their own naming conventions. In fact, Brockstar is the one that got me started on naming stations L for loading or U for unloading. So that was something that I started fairly recently. Eventually. I know, right? That, I think, is going to be one of the other things I will hopefully, and this is kind of leading towards that, but this is eventually going to get to the point where I have the bots being produced and I have the concrete being produced and everything will be just automated. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know if that'll be by the end of this week or if it'll be by next week. But that's the direction we're heading in. So anyway, so load coal, full cargo. Yeah, I'll eventually get to them. But they're not a problem and they're not within my pollution cloud. So I'm not too worried. At least at the moment. As long as they're staying out of my pollution cloud, that's all that matters. But for right now, they are not a problem. I know, right? Okay, and then unload. Empty cargo. Or inactivity of 15 seconds. Refueling. Destination full. So I'm also going to be running into situation where I may wind up running out of these guys. So what I'm going to do, I think, is get another one of these built. And I'm thinking I might go ahead and redesign this. Well, no. This design will work just fine. Oh. There we go. Yeah. So I'll just build like another one somewhere else. So that way there is just extra staging stations at various locations in case this gets full. Because eventually I will need another one. I could almost build it here if this wasn't in the way. How would it look? Might actually still be able to build it. Oh no, because that line of copper is in the way. So yeah, I'll have to build it somewhere else. Okay. But for now, we should have enough space, so it's okay. All right. And what we'll do is we'll just hop on for a little ride. And away we go. Awesome. Just seeing everything working. Again, this is one of those beautiful situations where it's very easy to see the feedback from actions and to know almost immediately that what you are doing is actually working. And here we go. Oh. Duh. Oh, wow. Okay, there we go. Oh man, Cruz, you are just so good at this. Speaking of immediate feedback, you can also tell when you screwed up. So there are lots of indications when something is either going horribly right or incredibly well. Fortunately, though, with all of this feeding just one car, it actually fills up very quickly. So I don't have to worry too much about it. And then there it goes. What is it? Control F. No, Control Shift F4. There we go. Oh, screws, you moron. Oh, yeah, of course that's not going to work. Shit. Oh, wow. There we go. Oh, man, I'm so smart. I surprised myself. Okay. And then this should get everybody. There we go. And then honestly, I don't need all that. I am being dumb again. I just need that. And boom, look at all that plastic being made. In fact, what I ought to do is there we go. Same for this. That'll just make sure that we use both sides of the belt to the fullest extent. How we doing? Awesome. So I should probably up this to, let's say, 16,000. That is a gorgeous amount of plastic coming out, too. Awesome. Yes. That is just absolutely beautiful to watch. Then I'm just waiting on this guy to show up. This is what I have been wanting, which is to get everything going, to have the city just running and going, trains coming in and then leaving, and just all of this activity happening as the city is being utilized. This is going to be a lot of fun. And then you watch, as all of this coal is coming in, you've got the petroleum gas. I might go through and upgrade. Actually, that's probably not a bad idea. Let's grab, not downgrade, upgrade. And this, and that. Now, unfortunately, this happens here where a little bit gets stuck. There's not much that you can really do about that. It just is what it is. But everything else should be fine. Let's see. We're actually doing pretty good. If I had a second train bringing in coal, this might actually work just a little bit better. But I don't see it as being a problem yet. There's these fun waves of plastic that are coming in and out. that's the cool part. All right, so we've got, what do I need for? I need plastic, I need copper cable, and I need electronic circuits. So really, I just need copper, plastic, and electronic circuits. I'm making the electronic circuits, I'm making the copper, and I'm making the plastic bar. So we've got electronic circuits here, which I'm currently not doing anything with. Then I've got copper, which I'm making essentially as I need it. And then I just need, basically, I just need to make one of these, but for red circuits. And that's it. So that'll be pretty easy. Save game. What are we at? I think what I'm going to do is here actually seems like a really good point to wrap it up for today. We've actually gotten quite a lot done. So we've got some biters cleared out from over here. I've got some more to do down here, as Kintar pointed out. Then I've got, we set up a coal mine, we set up plastic, we set up more power, we set up, made sure crude oil was all running. That's one of the other things that I need to do before we finish, because I'm going to run into a problem where I run out of petroleum if I'm not careful. So I think what I'll do is we will split that is less than, let's say, 8,000. Oh, and I need water. Damn it. That almost worked really well. And here's what I'll do. I'll take this. And take this. Yeah. There we go. You need to be that. There we go. And then there. Awesome. Okay. And I do have water over here. And yeah, that'll work. Excellent. Comes down. This comes down. Okay. Now I need cider combinators. And I need to set up a couple. I need if no. I'll have to think about it first. But we'll run it like this for now. It's not going to be producing like a huge amount, but this will be a good start. And while trains aren't filling up, this will just make sure that what I could potentially do is double that. There goes the water. And there goes the light oil. And there. That was nice and easy. I like it when things just work out. But there we go. That should hopefully how am I not making oh duh. There. Now we got the water back. Now what's interesting is that this advanced oil processing produces a ton of petroleum gas. But right now we're using a ton of petroleum gas. So it winds up being a situation where because of the demand, you wind up having to come up with interesting solutions. What I'm going to design for this setup is a switch of sorts that should hopefully allow it to open and fill up to a certain point before it closes the switch again. So that way it doesn't constantly bop back and forth between under the limit and then the limit and then under the limit and then the limit. So that way it can run for a while, and then once it hits that point, it'll stop again. That's what I'm hoping. But I just kind of have to plan it out a little bit, because I want it to take into account how much of the requisite material is already there and available. So if let's say I go to fill up light oil off of heavy oil, if I don't have enough heavy oil, then opening this up doesn't matter. And the same for petroleum gas. But there we go. That is a pretty good spot to wrap this up in. We've gotten quite a lot accomplished today. Tomorrow we'll go ahead and knock out red circuits. And then we'll also go ahead and see about maybe starting to tackle concrete as well as the reinforced concrete and pushing towards getting the robots done. So that way I can start getting rid of all these flashing signals. I kind of wish there was a way to toggle them off. So like I could just like right click. It's like, yes, I know. I know there's a bunch of stuff missing. Could I just turn it off kind of thing? I wonder if there is save settings. Back. How about controls? Movement, basic, advanced interaction. Crafting, inventory, quick bar, tools. Inventory, logistics, networks. Oh, L does that. Okay, that's good to know. Connect train, disconnect train. Move blueprint entities up. Ooh. Play the next music track. Oh, nice. Didn't know you could do that. And then that's mods. Editor, debug, panels. Okay, I don't. Let's move tag and activate tooltip. Oh, alt mouse wheel up. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. So what's happening is that let's say I'm holding, well, I am holding the belts, and let's say I had legendary quality or any other quality. If you hold Alt and then mouse wheel, it'll go through the different versions of the different qualities that you could potentially have. That's super cool. And then that's my logistics network. Okay, cool. Which technically should all be connected anyway, but I unfortunately don't have it all connected at the moment, simply because I don't have all the roboports in. So if I did, all of this would be connected and everybody would be happy again. Okay. Good to know. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to go ahead and look at knocking out the red circuits. Since we've got the plastic in place, we've got copper that's running, and then we've got the green circuits that are prepped and ready. So all of that stuff is done and ready to go. And we'll go ahead and get that blueprint knocked out. Then we'll also go ahead at looking at what I should also do at some point is start working on a blueprint for doing belts as well as doing inserters. And I could probably do that on the same blueprint because those two aren't too difficult. In fact, generally, it's pretty easy to do both at the same time. Since, what is it? The bulk inserters as well as the express splitters both use red circuits. So that will actually be pretty easy. And then Wednesday, and if everything goes smoothly tomorrow and we get to that point, then Wednesday we can look at getting robots hopefully knocked out, because I've got all the roboports over here, fortunately. So by Wednesday, possibly Thursday at the latest, I would like to have robots going. And then Friday, we should be knocking out concrete. So hopefully that is the schedule for this week. I make no promises, though, on how well that's going to wind up. However, we are going to go ahead and wind this up for today. As always, thank you all for joining me on these misadventures. So glad to have you guys along for the ride. You all have a wonderful day. Stay out of trouble. And remember, if you get caught, I don't know you. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.